Hello everyone. Today we are going to start thermochemistry part 5 fifth. In continuation of our previous topics, today we are going to study spontaneous change or reaction. What is the entropy? What is the free energy? So first is spontaneity. A spontaneous process an irreversible process and may only be reversed by an external agency. In simple term, we can say the term in spontaneous means the feasibility of a process. When a system undergoes a physical or chemical change, either of its own or under slight initiation of temperature, pressure, or concentration, such change is called spontaneous change. It can be of two types. Number one, process where no limitation is needed. Example, water keeps on evaporating from river, sea or open vessels. Number two, process where some limitations are required. Once a reaction between hydrogen and oxygen is initiated by passing electrical spark through it, then it occurs itself spontaneous even at room temperature. Decrease in the enthalpy, a criterion for spontaneity. Decrease in the enthalpy may be a contributory factor for spontaneity, but it is not true for all the cases. A spontaneous reaction may be a fast one, but not be the function of the first one. Any two gases can combine to form product, but the rate of spontaneity differ from equation to equation. This is the example enthalpy diagram for exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction, because we have two type of reactions. One is exothermic when heat is going out and endothermic where heat is going in. Next is entropy and spontaneity. What is the relation between these two things? Before that, I want to mention what all causes are responsible for spontaneity. There are two main reasons for factors of spontaneity of a process. These are tendency to have minimum energy and tendency to have maximum randomness. Tendency to have minimum energy is the factor responsible for spontaneous nature of change. Most of the spontaneous changes are exothermic. Example, there is a release of energy from the system to the surrounding during the change, means delta H negative. Tendency to have maximum randomness, although the most spontaneous changes are of exothermic nature, but there are many changes which are accompanied by the absorption of energy, means delta H is positive. Thus, it is clear that tendency to have minimum energy cannot be the only criteria for the spontaneous change to take place. During the evaporation of water, there is a change in physical state from liquid to gas. The products formed have a greater randomness or free movement as compared to the reactants. The energy absorbed is used to increase the randomness or free movement of this species. This tendency to have maximum randomness is another factor responsible for the spontaneous nature of a change. Now, what is entropy? The entropy of a system is a property which measures its randomness or disorder. It is always denoted by S. The change in entropy is indicated by delta S. For a process carried out reversible under equilibrium condition, the entropy change is given by, it's called a simple formula, delta S is equal to Q by T, or Q is delta E plus P delta B. So the change in entropy is delta S is equal to S product minus S reactant. What is the unit of this entropy? Is a calorie per degree per mole or joules per Kelvin per mole. What is the relation between entropy and spontaneity? We introduce another thermodynamics function here called entropy, signed by S. Higher the isolation, higher the entropy. Means degree of freedom. Higher the degree of freedom, higher the degree of movement, higher the entropy. The change in entropy accompanying a chemical reaction may be estimated quantitatively, taking some structure in mind. A crystalline solid will have the lowest entropy whereas the gaseous state will have the highest entropy. Why? Because in the gas there is a degree of freedom higher in gases in comparison to liquid and solid. Entropy, like any other thermodynamics function, include internal energy. Enthalpy is a state function. What is a state function? Which doesn't depend on the path. It depends on the initial stage and final stage. Whenever heat is added to a system, its molecular motions increases, causing randomness in the system. Thus, heat we are denoting by Q, has a random missing effect. Thus, the temperature is the measure of the average cathodic motion of the particles in a system. This is a representation. Heat added a system at lowest temperature causes greater randomness than when the same quantity of heat is added to it at higher temperature. Therefore, entropy change is inversely proportional to temperature, and therefore delta S is equal to Q reverse divided by T. The total entropy change delta S total for the system and surroundings of a spontaneous process is given by delta S total is equal to delta S system plus delta S surroundings. When a system is in equilibrium, the entropy is maximum and the change in entropy is zero, that is delta is zero. We can say that the entropy of a spontaneous process increases till it reaches its maximum at equilibrium. The change in entropy is zero. Since entropy is a state property, we can calculate the entropy as a reversible process by the following formula. We will find the both of reversible and irreversible expression for an ideal gas. Next terminology is Gibbs energy or Gibbs free energy. What is Gibbs energy or what is a free energy? It may be defined as the maximum amount of energy available to a system during a process that can be converted into useful work. It is denoted by the symbol G and is given by G is equal to H minus Ts. H is enthalpy of the system and S is the entropy of the system. T is the absolute temperature. If a process is carried out at constant temperature, the change in free energy is denoted as delta G and is given by delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. The equation is called Gibbs-Helmholtz equation and is useful for indicating the feasibility of a spontaneous change or reaction. We know that nor increase nor a decrease in the entropy of a substance can determine the spontaneity of a process. For this, we determine a new thermodynamic function called Gibbs. G is equal to H minus Ts. Gibbs is an exothermic property and a state function. Therefore, the change in the Gibbs energy of a system is defined as follows. Delta G is equal to H minus T delta S. The Gibbs energy change is equal to enthalpy change minus temperature into entropy change, and it's therefore referred to Gibbs equation. Gibbs energy's SI unit is joule. If the system is in thermal equilibrium with the surroundings, then the temperature of the surroundings is the same as that of the system. Also, increase in enthalpy of the surroundings is equal to decrease in the enthalpy of the system. T delta S total is equal to T delta S system minus T minus delta H system. If therefore we can write like if delta G is greater than 0 or delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta is greater than 0. Delta G is the net energy available to do useful work and thus is his measure to do work and thus is his measure of free energy. Delta G gives a criteria for spontaneity at constant pressure and temperature. They have the different variables. If delta G is negative, the process is spontaneous. If delta G is positive, the process is non-spontaneous. If a reaction has positive enthalpy change and positive entropy change, it can be spontaneous when T delta S is large enough to outweigh it. Delta H, this can happen in two ways. The positive entropy change of the system can be small in which T can be large. The positive entropy change of the system can be large, in which case the T is small. We know very well what T is denoted by the temperature. Gibbs energy change and the equilibrium. The criteria for an equilibrium reaction is it's a balance reactant balance to the product condition. Hence, delta G is equal to 0. Gibbs energy for a reaction in which all reactant and products are standard state is related to equilibrium constant of the reaction. Delta G is equal to G naught plus RT log K. In case of the endothermic reaction, heat evolved with a large and positive, whereas in case of exothermic reactions, the heat evolved will be small and negative. Therefore, depending upon the temperature and other factors like internal energy, entropy change and rate of kinetic diffusion, the entropy change is determined. It is possible to estimate the value of delta G naught from the measurement of delta H naught and delta S naught, and then calculate the value of K at any temperature for economic yields of the products. If K is measured directly in the laboratory, the value of delta G naught at other temperature can be calculated. This is all about your thermodynamics class 11. Wishing you good luck. All the best.